In the last couple of hours, the NTSB chair said the FAA must consider two recommendations immediately. Our Matthew Torres is live at Gravelly Point near DCA. And Matthew, it turns out there have been more close calls around the airport than we knew.
And the NTSB is only realizing the gravity of these safety issues after 67 people died in this mid-air collision. And as a result, the NTSB is now issuing two emergency recommendations to keep everyone safe, including moving military aircraft further away from this already busy airspace. Tonight, National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Hamady raising alarms about critical aviation safety issues she says must be addressed immediately.
They pose an intolerable risk to aviation safety.
As the NTSB investigates a deadly mid-air collision over the Potomac River in January, officials learned there have been more than 15,000 close call reports between helicopters and planes near the airport within the last 14 years.
In over half of the encounters we reviewed, again from 2011 through 2024, the helicopter may have been above the route altitude restriction.
Preliminary reports show the Black Hawk involved in the deadly mid-air collision was well above the altitude limit. Hamady says with how flight plans have been for years, as the plane is landing, the military helicopter at its maximum height allowed on the current route is only 75 feet away, the size of two Greyhound buses. Data shows the distance between both aircraft gets smaller as they move closer to one of the runways.
The data we have pulled is from a voluntary safety reporting system that FAA could have used any time. That didn't occur, which is why we're taking action today. But unfortunately, people lost lives.
While there are helicopter restrictions in place for only until the end of this month, Hamady says the FAA must prohibit helicopters on Route 4 between Haynes Point and the Wilson Bridge while two runways are being used for departures and arrivals. The other recommendations for the FAA to find another route, which could mean helicopters above new neighborhoods.
Aviation is safe. However, there are safety issues in areas where we need to improve.
And Chair Hamady says it would be up to the FAA to figure out what that alternate route would look like. At the same time, this investigation is still happening. She says it's still unclear whether or not understaffing at air traffic control may have played or contributed to these close call alerts. We do know as this investigation is ongoing, there's a preliminary report already out which highlights that there were discrepancies in altitude readings and the military helicopter crew might have been missing critical information from air traffic control that night, guys.
Some urgent recommendations coming out in this preliminary report, even as we await the final report.
Yeah, and it's upsetting knowing that there have been so many close calls over the years.
15,000 close calls?
And changes have not been made, not until this point.
Now they will, sadly. All right, Matthew, thank you.